In this presentation, we're going to see some of Leonardo da Vinci's most famous paintings. The first one, as most people know it, is the Mona Lisa. The second one we have here, Virgin of the Rocks. We have Lady with an Ermine, and The Last Supper. The Mona Lisa is in the Louvre Museum. Virgin of the Rocks, which is also called Madonna of the Rocks, we have two versions. One is in the Louvre, and the other one is in the National Gallery in London. Lady with an Ermine is in a museum in Poland. And The Last Supper is in Santa Maria della Grazie, which is a church in Italy. So we have to consider that many of these paintings, they become so popular nowadays, and they become of such great value because not only because of Leonardo da Vinci's creativity, but also because of his technique, which was called the sfumato, right? So the sfumato was a technique that he used in painting, in which gave it a more realistic view. If you take a look at, for example, the Mona Lisa, the back part here, the hair, like those details, they tend to be a little bit blurred, which according to Leonardo and according to many experts on the area, we can see that it gives a more of a realistic idea of the image, rather than painting everything so perfectly with fine lines. Virgin of the Rocks, we can see on another screen. I'm going to show you here. We can see it, Virgin of the Rocks, this one. The two versions, this one here. This is the Paris version, which is a little brighter, and down here we have the London version, which is a bit darker, right? And what you can see is that the rocks at the back here are very well defined and very well painted because of his knowledge on geology. We have to remember that Leonardo da Vinci studied geology, and that helped him paint rocks with a more perfect sense. The same thing happens to plants too. Like his plants were realistic because he also studied botany, and of course the faces of the characters in the images, they tend to be very realistic and very well painted too because of his studies on the human body, especially his studies on muscles, right? Here we have Mary, we have the baby Jesus. Here we have a Saint Baptist, and here on the far right we have an angel called Uriel, right? So that's what you can see here. So both paintings show Mary, the child Jesus, and the infant John the Baptist, and this is the angel Uriel. Coming back to the presentation here, we have Lady with an Ermine, which is in a museum in Poland, and the last one, The Last Supper. The Last Supper is considered to be the second most important painting of Leonardo da Vinci, and it is not on a panel, and it was not on canvas. It was actually painted on a wall, which stays in Santa Maria della Grazie in Italy. So I hope this presentation was useful to you. I hope it has sparkled your interest in art and painting, and also in traveling, right? I'm sure if you haven't been to the Louvre Museum or the National Gallery in London, you'd love to see those works of art there right in front of you. Thank you very much. If you have appreciated this presentation, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.